All right, hey, there's a little confusion on the setup. I actually wasn't going to be here because our appointment came up, so I tried to pre-record and set up to shoot at this time, and for some reason it went to 7:52 p.m. So I have no ideas, but I'm going to do it live anyhow. It's going to be the same video, so if you see it come again, just disregard it or watch it again. So this is on healthy fats, depression, anxiety, and a whole lot more. During this time, this pandemic, when we're in, depression, anxiety is all-time high. And you can't do the things you're doing. I know with me, I just want to go out to eat. Can't do that. Go into a store without a mask. And whether you do or don't, it's just stressful. It's just crazy. So we have to combat that with healthy lifestyle, healthy choices. Healthy fats can do it. It's an amazing thing. And most Americans are lacking healthy fats. Why? Because we're a fat-free society. No fat, low fat, high sugar, no sugar. It's just this, when it says no sugar, it probably has chemicals in it. So, unless it's a vegetable. But I'm gonna explain some things, and this is just powerful. So omega-3 fish oil. This is what we're talking about, omega-3 fish oil. So if I say omega-3, that's what we're talking about, the fish oil supplement, and they're not all the same. We just have ours. It just came in this week. It's on sale. You need a high quality omega-3. Just don't go get anything off the shelf. But listen to this, 2009 study. This comes from the information I'm gonna cover is from Dr. Axe, Josh Axe, his website, draxe.com. Amazing content on there. But listen to this. There was a 2009 study, omega-3 fatty acid deficiency, ranked as the 6th highest killer among Americans for preventable causes of death. Preventable causes, 6th leading cause is omega-3. So we need our healthy fats. We've become a society that's no fat, low fat. So let's just run through a few studies that why this is so important. ADHD, 2012 study, studied children 6 to 12 years old. Statistically significant improvements when children were taking the omega-3 in restlessness, aggressiveness, completing work, and academic performance. Now, as a kid, that was me. As an adult, that is me by their standards. I'm high energy. I'm always going, doing lots of things. You could say I'm ADHD, or do I just have higher energy? It needs to be channeled, resourced into productivity, which I know how to do because my lifestyle supports that. Fish oil, I take this every day. I take at least 2, and I'll explain why would I take 10 a day? I'm going to explain that. But I take 2 to 4 every day to make sure I'm getting healthy fats. And we're talking healthy fats. We're not talking canola oil. We're not talking any of those oils you find in potato chips and deep fried food. Those are bad saturated fats. Those are trans fats. They'll clog your arteries faster than anything. They will destroy function in your body. I'm talking about coconut oil, olive oil, organic butter, organic ghee, organic eggs, and getting the yolk. Eat that yolk from the egg. MCT oil that comes from coconut. Those type of things. All right. Hey, Henry, Wendy, thank you for joining. There's some powerful things besides ADHD. So let's go on with this. And the reason it affected ADHD is brain function with kids. 60% of the brain is made up of fats. 60%. And if you're a fat-free person, you stay away. Your hormones will drop. Your aggressiveness will increase. You'll get angry. You'll get irritated. Your weight will go up. So besides ADHD, Alzheimer's. There was a study done that found that fish oil supplementation and indicators of cognitive decline found that the adults taking fish oil experienced less cognitive decline, significantly less cognitive decline, and brain shrinkage compared to adults not taking fish oil. It's easy. You take it out, pop it in, and go. It's that simple. Omega-3 supplements also help arthritis, reduce rheumatoid arthritis, especially joint pain. As you get older, how many people get joint pain? Hi, Lynn. How many people get joint pain? Everyone. So what do you have to do? So a couple weeks ago, I'm going to explain something. I'm going to share some of my stories, my clinical experience with patients. A couple weeks ago, we had rugby practice, and at 54, I could experience some injuries, some trauma. I have to stay on my game. So we have rugby practice, 2.5 hours of running with 20 and 30-year-olds. It's just crazy. So I get done, I'm pooped, but I did something to my elbow that day where I caused inflammation. Remember that word, inflammation. Caused inflammation in my elbow. The next day, or it was about 3 days later, I couldn't fully contract my arm the whole way. My elbow was stuck, and I couldn't extend it the whole way. It hurt. So I took my fish oil with my new product, the turmeric, but I took 8 to 10 fish oil a day for a couple days. Why? Anti-inflammatory, reduces inflammation. And I took it with my platinum turmeric. Now watch this. This is pretty cool. Turmeric, glucosamine, ginger, chondroitin, boswellia, another anti-inflammatory, MSM, and a few other products. With this together, it reduces inflammation, reduce the inflammation in my elbow. And listen to this. And I didn't stop working out, so I continued to abuse my elbow with chin-ups, with bench press, with weights, and I go as hard as I can almost every time. 2 days. Complete movement, felt great. This is crazy. How many patients just suffer? And they take non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. I'm going to explain some studies there. So arthritis. So, and it's actually said, here it is, fish oil may be a safer alternative, maybe, isn't that crazy, than non-steroidal anti-inflammatories for managing pain. Why? Because this medication is dangerous. It's dangerous to your gut, to your liver, to your cells. It doesn't make you better. It just blocks the pain. These type of supplements actually allow your body to heal within naturally. It uses them. Cancer. Scientific studies found that fish oil may prevent various cancers like colon, prostate, and breast cancer. A no-brainer, guys. Jen, I knew you were going to be on. Cardiovascular disease. This is well documented. Why? Because anti-inflammatory properties. Anti-inflammatory may help prevent, manage cardiovascular disease. So there was a study done, and it found that it helps not only, especially benefits bioactive compounds for the heart, cardiovascular, and brain function, which can also reduce coronary heart disease, hypertension, high levels of triglycerides, and high LDL. So when you go to the doctor and they say, well, your cholesterol is high, here's a drug. Drugs are dangerous. Drugs, especially like Lipitor, it can cause muscle wasting disease. Who wants to have muscle wasting? If it was muscle building, I could see, well, doc, screw it. I'm going to just gain muscle the easy way. It doesn't come that way. Health comes from good activity, not from a pill you just take. And nor should this be the only thing you do. But this is food. This isn't a drug. There's no side effects. So here's the big one. Depression and anxiety. The times we're in right now, we are in a depressed state, anxious state when we need a mask for everything. The mask feels horrible. We know it's not good for us. We know that we can't even expel our air and we're breathing this horrible air. If we wear glasses, they get fogged up. You go into a store and you can't come unless you have a mask. It's just crazy. You can't take your kids to the park. And if you do, some places will yell at you for trying to take your kids to the park. What insanity are we in? So we're in this stressed out situation. We can voice our opinion, but we can do something to maintain our health. Where is the news talking about health? It's non-existent. It's like, where is it? It's not there. They're not talking about health. They're not talking about omega-3 fish. Take this. So listen to this. Studies have been found multiple studies that have been found that because anti-inflammatory properties directly affect the membrane properties in the brain. So if without healthy fats, your brain, remember what percentage of the brain needs fat, is made up of fat? 60%. If you don't have healthy fats, you're malnourished. If you don't drink water all day, you're dehydrated. Your joints are going to hurt. Your heart's going to hurt. Your lungs are going to hurt. Everything's going to be affected by dehydration because it's universal through the body. The same with fats. You need fats and you need cholesterol throughout your cells in your body. And if you don't have healthy fats, you are malnourished. Your brain is malnourished. If something is malnourished, can it function optimally? Never. It will be subpar at best. So here you are, you're like, oh, I'm just depressed, I'm anxious, I'm nervous about things. Are you eating your healthy fats? What do you mean? Are you taking a fish oil? Nah, I don't take those. Are you taking your drugs? Yeah, I take drugs. I take medication. But I don't eat healthy fats. Like what, doc? I eat potato chips, that has fat in it. I eat French fries, that has fat in it. I eat cheese. Those aren't healthy fats. Healthy fats, again, organic butter, organic ghee. You can get this stuff at Walmart. You can get it anywhere. Coconut oil, MCT oil, avocados, healthy fatty fish. Needs to be not farm raised, needs to be wild caught. It's very hard to get that. Sardines. Sardines is a cheap, easy way to do it. Now I know 80% of you just went, oh, he's crazy. I'd rather die than eat sardines. That's my wife would say that. Sardines are a great source, healthy fats. So there's food, raw nuts and seeds. You only need a handful. Eggs, organic eggs and the yolk, things like that. If you start implementing that every day, I would bet within 3 to 5 days you're going to see a noticeable difference. Noticeable difference. Diabetes, complications. It can reduce diabetes complications. And this is, it helps reduce oxidative stress. That's the wear and tear your body is creating because of stress in our environment. Like when I lift weights, I'm damaging tissue. Not because I'm a real strong and I lift heavy. I try to do as heavy as I can. But because it tears down tissue, it tears the muscle, it irritates the joint, it causes inflammation, it rips muscle tissue. What do I have to do to rebuild it? Eat healthy. If I don't eat, my muscles and joints have nothing to repair with. So it looks around and says, well, you gave me a Snickers bar 2 hours ago. I guess I'll use that crap. And what do you get? You get a sugar joint. You get a sugar muscle. You don't get a strong, healthy muscle. You get weak, damaged, thin, yucky, dehydrated muscles. Gross. You want strong, vibrant muscle tissue and joint tissue. So eye vision. Listen to this. Now, hey, Mike. Hi, Michelle. I love cheese. Don't we all love cheese, Jen? You know, it's funny. People will say to me, before I get in the eye thing, they'll say, oh, but I like fried food. I do too. But I like sugar. I do too. And you just have to say, no, you know, I'm gonna eat it every once in a while. We eat it on occasion and in small portions. I don't, you know, I remember as a kid, we used to go to Hooters. I was in my 20s, down in Florida. We'd go to Hooters and he'd order dozens of wings and just to eat that and drink beer. You talk about inflammatory. But I was young. I did it. Next day, I went for a 5-mile run, played rugby. Didn't seem to bother me. But this stuff accumulates over time. And by the time you hit, you know, your mid-30s, 40s, 50s, you're broken. And this is the one thing with eye, is many of you, if you're young, you don't think, my eyes are good, man. Don't worry about that later. You can't. Listen to this. Studies show that the stuff that's found in omega-3, you can read the details later, helps reduce age-related macular degeneration. How many people are getting surgeries in their 70s and 80s for their eyes because they can't see? Everything sparkles. Your eyes shouldn't die early. That's when, like, if your heart dies out early, like my dad's did at age 50, his heart failed, but he still had good eyes, good skin. He had his tongue. He could breathe. His other organs weren't diseased. It was one organ. And he didn't know how to get well. So I should last a lifetime, 80 to 120 years. You have to eat and nourished food. So no one wants their eyes, surgery. Skin and hair. What happens to your skin if you're dehydrated, dry, brittle? What happens if you don't have healthy fat? Same thing. And I notice this especially among alcoholics. Very easy to pick up as a chiropractor when I'm adjusting. I'm feeling the neck, getting ready to adjust the neck, and it feels like leather. It feels like suede, like dry. You can feel the bumps on the back, the skin. It's because it's dehydrating, it's compressing. There's no elasticity anymore. The elasticity's gone. So it's dry. And I know either they're an alcoholic, they eat a lot of sugar, or they're dehydrated. And it's usually with that, they're all three. Because alcohol is all sugar. And alcohol dehydrates your body. So it's usually all three. And if you're not an alcoholic, it's just sugar and dehydration. But listen to this. Omega-3 helps the skin. Where am I? Oh, okay. The skin, allergic reactions, skin cancer, dermatitis, skin wounds, and prevents wrinkles. Women, you got to be like, okay, I'm taking the fish. I'm eating the fish. I'll eat the sardines. I don't want wrinkles. But men, you should be saying the same thing. I don't want wrinkles. I mean, we're going to get some wrinkles as we get older. Our hair is going to turn gray. Like, look at my beard. I didn't shave for a few days. It's gray. It's like, oh, man. Those things are going to happen, but it doesn't mean your whole body has to age and fall apart. Fertility and pregnancy. Listen to this one. This is how far-reaching this goes. It's not just about one thing. It goes to many, many things. Recent studies shows that consuming fish oil can help both men and women. This is how. Men, it can plays a key role in the mobility and the health of the sperm. So that little bugger trying to get through the canal, get to that egg, where is it? Where is it? It wants to be strong and fast, just like when I'm out on the rugby field. So we had practice Saturday. I'll tell you a little quick story. My son, he's 16, and Dad's 54. So I'm playing with all these 20 and 30-year-olds, and they call me the old man, stuff like that. I'm like, that's all right. Call me old man. Call me what you like. So we were playing, like practice drills. We weren't tackling. We were just playing touch. But it's all high-paced, fast. I mean, these guys are quick. So I made a move. I made a cut, cut up field. My son almost tagged me, and I juked around. And I started running. So I'm running 40 meters to the end zone, to try zone, and he's right behind me. I'm like, I am not letting him catch me. So I'm running. I'm making cuts, so he doesn't know which way I'm going. And I score, and I scored on him, and they're all laughing like, oh, the old guy beat his dad. But I didn't, it's those things. I don't want to age. I don't want to just, let my body fall apart and age. So I keep pushing myself to try to be as healthy as I can. So I want to be, going back to the sperm thing, I want to be like that. I want to win. I want to get to the goal and hit the goal and say, yes, I'm the one who got it. I'm the one who fertilized the egg. And for women, it helps women by reducing, here we go again, inflammation. It reduces inflammation, balancing hormones and regulating cycles. Now, it's unfortunate when we go through our case history with most young girls, and I'm not talking young women, I'm talking young girls in their teens, all the way through 30s, 40s, until menopause and everything hits. But what they say is, hi Heidi, Melvin, a blast from the past, high school, bro, now I'm thrown off track. With girls, I'll do an exam and say, they're on birth control. Their cycles are horrendous. They have migraines and headaches through their cycles, and this lasts for 2 or 3 days, and they're 15. That shouldn't happen. And then what's it going to be? Do you think a birth control is going to stop that? No, because they haven't addressed the real cause. And if it's healthy diet and fats, all you have to do is start eating fats. Get off those drugs. And those drugs, probably the reason we have 5 kids. Remember when we first learned this, birth control raises the risk of cancer. I said to my wife when I heard that, I said, get off it. I said, we'll do other preventative ways we need, but we're not going to jeopardize your health to have cancer. It's insane. But she didn't have those crazy things. And we have patients that they go through their teenage years and their 20s fine when they address the cause. So healthy fats, remember, healthy organic butter, organic ghee, avocados, sardines, healthy fatty fish, organic meats, like the meats I raise on my farm, my cows and my sheep, my lamb, they're grass-fed. They are all natural, all organic, organically raised. There's nothing. We're not putting shots or drugs into them. We're not putting corn. And, you know, corn is an inflammatory, and it just destroys the omega balance in cows. We don't do any of that with them. Right now, they're either eating grass, and that's all they do all day, or they're laying down, or the calves. We had 4 calves this year. God really bless us. 4 calves. They run around, chase each other like little kids at a playground. Thanks, Lynn, for joining us. It will be on. Just watch later. So we should be healthy. You should be healthy. If you are not healthy, you have to stop and ask yourself, why aren't I healthy? And if you don't know, come see a chiropractor. Come see a natural doctor, functional medicine doctor. Don't just run to your doctor and get a prescription drug. That's the easy way. That's not the healthy way. And that will never solve your problems. It's funny, Lynn Monton Henry, I don't know her by her maiden name, or her married name, but Lynn, I remember growing up, she was the neighbor next door. She was little itty bitty tiny. She was only a few days old. A few years old. I think, man, these kids are adults now. It's pretty wild. And then last but not least, weight management, losing weight. One of the things, again, improves heart and metabolic function. But if you're in an inflamed state, your body cannot lose weight. It's in a sympathetic stress dominant response. It's in a fight and flight response. You will not lose weight. When I broke my scapula, my shoulder blade 5 years ago, it's going on 5 years this July, my inflammation, my pain was on a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 400. It was unbearable. I had to take some ibuprofen. I took my fish oil and I took turmeric. I took things like that, but it just wasn't enough for the severity of my pain. And for 6 weeks, I had to take ibuprofen, man. It was killing me. I'm like, I don't want to take this stuff. But the pain was so bad, I just wanted to roll over and die. It was horrible. I would cry. I'd leave my office and cry. The inflammation, the pain. I knew I had to get healthy to get out of that state. How did I do that? With proper lifestyle, with diet, exercise. This is what a natural healthcare doctor can do for you. We will address the root cause of things. And I didn't even talk about the nerve system and spine today, but the nerve system and spine run everything. They control every function. So very important to keep this in line and then support your body with healthy nutrients. We just got the Omega-3 in this week. Here's a test that you need to do. This may gross you out. These are on sale. Call our office. We'll have them shipped to you. I want to say $20-some for 120. These are high pure fish oil. Here's a way to tell. This is my fifth fish oil today. Why? Because I hurt myself over the weekend playing rugby and all my foreign work. I beat myself up and then I repair myself. You take a fish oil, and to test to see if it's good, you put it in and you bite it. You'll have a little bit of fishy taste. That's it. If it tastes rancid or if it's a bad fish oil. I get a little splash of that, not even as strong as a sardine. It's very, very light. You don't have to chew them. My kids would do it, and it showed, hey, if they can do it, I think anyone could. But you don't have to chew them. This is just an example. Pop it in, chew it. If you burp them up, a trick is put them in the freezer, and they'll dissolve a little bit slower, or eat them with food, something like that. I don't burp these up. I burped up other brands, but I don't burp up mine. And so if you're interested, just let us know. It's on sale this week. You'll save some money. Offset the damages of the COVID-19, depression, anxiety, and all the other stressors. You have to get strong. You can't just sit back and wait for a drug or a vaccine or the government to come save you. By this point, you should realize that's not going to happen. So if you empower yourself with healthy lifestyle habits and you empower yourself with a healthy body, then you'll sustain these things. And we should live 80 to 120 years of good health. So I hope that helped. If you want the full article, go to draxe.com. He has a whole article on this and many, many other articles. I summarized it, hit the highlights. Hopefully that'll show you enough, one, to start taking fish, oil, omega-3, and start eating healthy fats every day, and you'll see your health dramatically improve. God bless. Have an amazing day.